Hello, welcome to our video about outcomes and legacies. So for this assignment, what you're going to do is take the same case study that you've been working with, whichever one it is, and you're going to go through this handout, first of all, and you're going to tell me what's the issue at the center of the case study. So what are they actually upset about trying to change? Okay. What are the outcomes of that based on the evidence that's provided? Okay, you can use your notes for this. You can go ahead and use the primary sources that I've provided on the assignment page. But go ahead and answer those questions there at the top. And remember, outcomes are short term. They're like what happens immediately. Okay. The legacy is the long term. And so that's that other box all the way over there on the right. And for that, you're going to talk about what's the long-term outcomes, right? How do people's lives change because of what happened? Or do they change? Maybe nothing ends up changing in the long term, right? There's some initial movement and then things go backwards. They ultimately weren't able to get the change they wanted, things like that. But what's the legacies? What's those long-term outcomes? So you're going to turn this in for part one of the assignment. For part two, you're going to construct a visual timeline. Okay, and that's this part of the handout right here. And for that visual timeline, you're welcome to use something like Canva if you're familiar with how to use that. You can also just use something like Google Slides or PowerPoint to do it. I'm less concerned about which software program you use to create something than I am you do it correctly. So you're going to give me 3 or 4 events in chronological order. Chronological means that they have to be placed in order by date. You're going to start with the earliest date and stop with the latest date. Okay, whatever the one closest to today is. And what you're going to be focused on are what are the outcomes and the legacy of your case study. Okay, so we're going to take that information from the table above, and now we're going to turn it more into a timeline. For each event, you need to have the title of the event, a date, and an approximate date is okay if you can't find like May 1st, 2012 or something like that for a date. You can just say like early May. Okay, that's fine. An approximate date is fine. Okay. An in-text citation. And remember from before, in-text citations, we're going to use MLA, and you're going to use something like Citation Machine to create those in-text citations. Okay. And then the other thing you're going to do is include at least 2 visual elements. So could be an illustration or a picture, might be a video or something like that. And if you can't figure out how to, say you want to do a video and you can't figure out how to embed it, put the link there and I'll sort out how to get access to it to check and confirm that it works. Okay, not a huge deal. Just make sure I have access to what those visual elements are. All right, if you have questions, if you need help with anything, go ahead, reach out and let me know. I'd be delighted to help you out any way that I can. See you in class.